Shi Yiwu. I'm here with my friends at Innovative Percussion in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here to talk about my signature blue mallet. So about 8 years ago, I designed 6 models of marimba mallets with Innovative Percussion. These 6 models are meant to be a line that is unique in such way that is versatile and multi-tone. And so number 1, 2, 3 are more of a single tone, but while 4, 5, 6 is more of a multi-tone. Single tone mallets, when you strike the marimba bar, whether it's soft, whether it's really loud, the color of the mallet stays the same. I'm not talking about the blue. I'm talking about the color of the sound. The multi-tone mallet is made very differently inside. Therefore, when you play softly, it stays in a particular color. It gets brighter as you play harder. And I designed it that way because of the literature, the requirements that we expected, the sounds that we expected to make. The ones are the biggest one, as you can see the size. They're heavy, but they also produce a very pure fundamental sound, almost no harmonics. I use them for pieces like Sarabande for the cello suites by J.S. Bach. I use them often for the bass note of a chorale that I'm playing, a bass note a single note that I felt like boom. I mean, I'm looking for that sound. That's where I will go to. I also mix my mallets, and although they're all blue, you can see the size difference, I think. I mix them and match. For the Sarabande, I use 1, like I said before. For any other pieces that I would play, sometimes I will use a 2 in the bass, and a 3, 3, 3 for other pieces. For example, Mixing and Dances, number 2 by Gordon Stout. I would probably use a 3 and a 4, 4, 4 because I would like that note to be a little more. And you can't see anyway, but they're all electric blue. They will make your playing electrifying. And for the models 4, 5, 6, they're slightly different because they're so versatile. They're multi-tone. They gives you a wider range of colors when you use them for musical purpose. So 4, 5 would be probably my everyday mallets, especially the 4. They're medium hard. You can play anything with them, just about. And then for model number 6 is a very, very cool model. Not just because it's the number 6 is the hardest. It gives you the widest range, especially for Japanese repertoire or some of the repertoire that has extreme, that requires us to make that kind of sound. So therefore, it's not exactly 2-tone, but it could be used 2-tone, but it's multi-tone. Japanese repertoire such as Time for Marimba by Miki or Tours 3 by Miyoshi are perfect. These mallets are absolutely perfect for pieces like that because it gives you the ability to roll. Da-da-da! It gives you that. The original 6 models that we designed are made with natural finish with birch mallets. I prefer the natural finish of the birch handles because I feel when the mallet's in my hand, when there's some kind of finish, it almost feels like it's gonna fly out of my hand. So I just prefer natural finish. The first 6 models, the heads are, as if you can see them, they're a little elongated. The purpose of that is because when you play on a marimba, you can actually change your angle. And then we did something very different, I think is unique from any other mallets, that it would allow you to have a different sound when you play at this angle. And so it's multi-tone, and then that could only be achieved by having the elongated shape of the mallet. One of the things that I was looking for in this particular design, not only it has to be elongated because I was looking for a mallet that you can roll with. Every one of us has to sustain. on the marimba, just like other musicians. So one of the reasons that we could do that is that the outside layer is slightly loose, so therefore it has a slightly different touch, different approach, different contact feel, which allows you to roll better. And that, in addition to the elongated head, which we did something very different inside, combination of the two allows you to roll. So about 5 years ago, I realized this original 6 models, while they're beautiful, easy to roll with, versatile, multitask, while they're doing that, while they fulfill that purpose, I needed something like that, tightly wrapped, that could cut through the ensembles. I could easily play with concerto with, and I could be heard. I didn't have to pound, I didn't have to dig in too far, I could be heard. And these are the reason why the concerto mallets were born. The concerto mallets gives you a very focused sound because they're tightly wrapped. As you can see, the shapes are quite different. They're almost like mushroom shape, but not quite. They're wrapped so tightly, it gives you great articulation, staccato almost, although you can still kind of do these angle things that I love doing, and you can still kind of get the sustain. Nothing like this, but it gives you unbelievable capacity to play fast and accurately. And it's like you're driving with a turbo. I love these concerto mallets so much that I play with them all the time. And that's what I'll be using for next year's concerto with the Philadelphia Orchestra by Pat Metheny. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of what I just talked about is actually all these 9 models will be made available in 2016 with rattan handles. Yes, rattan handles, you heard it correctly. As you know, rattan feels really different as a player. On top of the multi-tone, the single tone, the concerto mallet, now it's gonna be on rattan handles. You're gonna have even more sound possibilities, and it could be used for any style of playing. Thank you for watching this. If you are curious about these blue mallets, go to innovativepercussion.com.